Hello and welcome guys. Today we are going to learn from one centralized location how you're going to manage your system with Cockpit. So in my first video I have showed you how to install Cockpit, and there are a few features I have gone through in my first video, and if you haven't watched that video, I just pasted that in my description area. You would be able to watch that video. Okay, and in this video I'm going to configure a dashboard. From there I would going to add an additional node in the cockpit itself, and from there I can show you that how you would be able to manage your node from one centralized location. Okay, so first off, what you need, you just have to install one package called Cockpit Dashboard. If I just run yum search Cockpit, you would see there is one package available called Dashboard, right? So where it is, this is the one. So you need to install this one. So once you install that package, currently if I go to my Cockpit Dashboard, open here, you'd see there is only one option, and you do not see the dashboard option here, right? So it says only the master.tuned-linux.com, the only one not installed. So let me just log out and log in back to see if I can see that option here or not. And when I log back, I see there is an option coming, and that is called dashboard. So from here you'd be able to add additional node, and you can manage your additional nodes. So right now you see there is only one node, which is my cockpit master node, right? So let me just going to add an additional node here. So first of all, what you need to add your nodes, you need to install cockpit as in our cockpit supposed to be running on the client node, where which node you wanted to add basically. So for now I have three nodes: workstation, node 1 and node 2. So if I just do an ns lookup for node 1, node 2, it is also DNS is also configured. Guys, let me know if you want to configure DNS, how to configure DNS. I would probably going to prepare a video on that. Okay, so these are the three nodes I'm going to add in the cockpit master, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just simply install the package called Cockpit. And it says it's already running. So let me just try to start the service, and probably okay, so it is installed, but it is not running. So let me enable this one, enable Cockpit, and you can do both the things similarly, like enabling your service and start the service at once, just specifying -" now. So now if I check the status of it, you'd see that the service is running and it is also enabled. So let me do the same thing on node 2 as well. Copy this command, which is my node 1, and it is not available, probably because the cockpit package is not installed. So let me install that one as well. And meanwhile I can go to node 3. So let me see what is the IP for node 3. I did an ns lookup here, which is node 2, and IP is 36. So let me just do an SSH here for node 2. And I need to install my package here as well. Enter, and let me start the service here by saying systemctl enable cockpit -- now, and node 2 it is basically looking some PID is still holding, it seems. Let me kill that process. No such process. Okay, so let me do an em clean all first. Oh wow, so it is still, this time it is giving a different PID. Oh, I actually taken the wrong PID earlier. Okay, so this time it should work. Okay, so it is installing Cockpit there. So once I install the Cockpit and Node 2, I'll start the service and I should be good to add them in the dashboard. Excellent. So now I'll go to my screen here in the dashboard and I'll just click on the 8 server option here, and I'll specify the IP address or hostname. Since my DNS is configured, let me just try to add it just like the hostname and see whether I can able to do that or not. And you can also change the color. It is just like color. I mean, if you wanted to segregate your nodes, you'd be able to specifying with colors. And it is again, I mean, it is basically checking the footprints. It is more secure way of uh, establishing connection. And let me just do and connect, and let me provide the root password, and let's see if I can able to add my node here. Excellent. So I think I'm able to add my node. And notice one more thing, that I have installed Cockpit in RHEL5. So it is not mandatory that you have to use RHEL8 in order to use Cockpit. You can also use, or you can also add RHEL 7.5 nodes in Cockpit, right? So I have added the 7 node 1 servers. Let me add the others, just specifying saying tune to .com, and this is the color. And you'd see there is a graph, and with, I mean, with the different color of graph, you would be able to identify that which node has memory or CPU utilization, right? So if you just currently notice, node 1 and node 2 has the dark green color, and you'd see the CPU utilization spike in here. Similarly, if you just go in memory, you'd be able to see the similar thing, right? And the other network and disk IO. So if you wanted to see the details about the client node, which just now I have added, it is similar just like that. You can go ahead and click on that particular node, and similar thing you would be able to see in your nodes. So you see the logs here, networking, account, and other information which I have showed you already. And there are a few more things like offensive control plane. So there is a profile created for this one. I'm going to discuss that one later. And basically you can also capture the metrics for your system with PCP software, which is provided again in RHEL8. It is similar like your SAR, but it has more features, and it is also allow and graphical interface. You'll be able to use Grafana to check or to analyze your performance metrics with that, right? So in my coming videos, I'm probably going to discuss on those more into that, how we are going to configure PCP, and how we are going to manage or capture metrics from PCP. So for this video, you'll be able to I think add additional node just like that. I just have showed you how to add additional node, and you'd be able to manage your node from one centralized location.